We may actually be live. We're live. Welcome
Oh, great.
back. Welcome back to Revenue Garage, part two, as they say in French. This is the second cold call knockout for those who love boxing themes. Are you a fan of boxing? We have Sarah Brazier from Gong. I want a little sports analogy here.
Boxing. No, but there was a period in high school where I was like, I'm going to get in a fight. And so I signed up for the only kind of like martial arts class I had that was available on campus, and it was Tai Chi.
Nice.
Which obviously is like really meditative and very, very slow. And it's defense. So that's the closest I've ever gotten to boxing, is doing really slowly moving in slow motion. Yeah. So that's my.
I was a white belt in Aikido, which was an excuse to do a lot of front flips. Well, we're back and we're in the Rev Garage, and we're going to make some cold calls here. We want to thank the sponsors: Slintel, Vidyard, Connect and Sell, Lead IQ, Revenue Grid, and everybody go to revenuegarage.com. And Sarah Brazier is an account executive for Gong, and they do the recording technology. And who are you going to be calling today? What's your ICP?
My ICP. Well, first of all, I got to tell you, Justin, this is not typically how I make cold calls. Like, just drop a bunch of names in a list and dial. Like, I usually have like 5 people I want to call in a day, or, max 40 people I want to call in a day, but I've researched their LinkedIn profile. I have a really strong reason for my call. Right now we're working with like a list of 300 plus. They're all supposedly, if I pulled the list correctly from Salesforce, they're all either directors, vice presidents of sales. Some are like CEOs and co-founders. Some of them I might have just really botched it, and we might connect with someone who's in charge of IT. We'll just see the data integrity of the list I've pulled. But we've got a slew of basically sales leaders that I'm gonna do my best to pitch Gong to.
Let's do it. Let's hit the start button. I don't want to take any time off because we're going to be waiting for the connect. And
okay, cool. I'm hitting go. I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, that's just a natural response to cold calling in general. I get that too.
Yeah, so I'm waiting. It says it's waiting. Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Hey, Ken. This is Sarah Brazier from Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, I know that nobody likes a cold call, especially on a Monday morning. So I can keep it super brief, and then you can tell me if you want to hang up on me or continue the conversation. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah, I'm literally getting into my car and walking out my house right now. But go ahead, make it brief.
Okay, for sure. I'll skip straight to the pitch. So what we do is we work with sales leaders. And typically the way that sales leaders go to make business decisions.
I can save your time. I'm not your guy.
You're not my guy? Oh, why not? You still there, Ken? I think I lost you. I think maybe you connected to the Bluetooth in your car. You there, Ken? I can hear you. Maybe you thought you hung up on me. Ken? Ken? All right. Well, Ken, I don't know if you're still on there, but I'll let you get back to getting in the car.
I call that the sneaky hang up where they're like, what do you do? I'm not your guy, boom, and then they fall off. But let's hit start again. Wow, incredibly potent data set, connecting within seconds.
Yeah, so let's hit next call. I just positioned it as call back later.
The inside of Ken's car. It's like, oh, okay, thanks, Ken.
All right, we're still waiting for a live connection.
Perfect. I'm interested in methodology overall. It's like, how does Sarah Brazier eat a Reese's? Are you a Sandler, or do you do a Gong method? Is it Aaron Ross? Like, where does your cold call come from?
We did a Sandler training one time, so I guess probably that. And then, I mean, I just kind of listened to what's working for. I mean, the literal way that I came up with doing my cold calls was just listening to the way that Eric Lindros started his calls in the office. Sorry, I'm like so focused on waiting for the connect.
No, it's the goal. It's the key. It's like a bird dog here. You got to be like, we got to drop everything when it connects.
Yeah, I've like moved you off the screen. I'm just watching the green dials being made.
That makes sense. That's the general reaction when I'm on a call.
Hey, Connor.
Hi.
Hey, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Hey, I know that nobody likes a cold call, especially on a Monday morning. So I can keep it super brief, and then you can decide if you want to hang up on me or continue the conversation. Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Before I jump into my pitch, Connor, have you ever heard of Gong before?
No.
Okay, no worries. We're a revenue intelligence platform. Basically, what we do is we help business leaders make business decisions better by giving you visibility into your most potent data set, your customer-facing conversations. So we capture sales conversations that your reps are having on a daily basis and surface trends that are happening that allow you to take whatever your top performer is doing differently and scale it across your team to close the performance gap or highlight risk within your open pipeline so that you can make sure that deals that should be coming in actually do at the end of the quarter, or allow you to see trends across your overall go-to-market strategy so you can figure out what competitors are coming up and what messaging works best against them. Does any of that sound relevant to you?
It might have. A month ago, I got let go since. So.
Dang. I'm sorry. Come work at Gong. It's a party.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you. You have a good day.
Yeah. Appreciate it. You too. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Classic Sandler opener, like they pattern interrupt. You're like, it's a cool guy. I forget exactly what you said, but it was a riff on Sandler. It was really good. It's disarming. It's funny.
Thanks. Yeah, it's what I do on my calls. Is just let you know this is a cold call.
Yeah, I think that transparency is fun for people. It's refreshing because it's normally like the sneaky caller, and it's just, it's a cold call. It diffuses a lot of the pressure.
Hey, Frank.
Hey.
Hey, Frank. This is Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Good.
Fantastic. Hey, Frank, I know that it's Monday morning and literally nobody wants a cold call right now, so I can keep it super brief, and then you can decide if you want to hang up on me or continue the conversation. Is that fair?
Is this a recording?
Yes, it is. Well, Frank didn't like being recorded.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen.
All right. I'm working on it. Waiting for a live conversation.
I've only made 20,000 hours of cold calls. Why and how?
Hey, Joe.
Hi.
Hey, this is Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
I'm good.
Fantastic. Hey, I know that nobody likes the cold call on a Monday morning, so I can keep it super brief, and then you can decide if you want to hang up on me or continue the conversation. Is that fair?
Okay. Yep.
Awesome. Appreciate the shot. Hey, Joe, before I jump into my dog and pony show, have you ever heard of Gong.io before?
How do you spell it? I don't really understand it. Gong?
I wish. No, Gong, Gong, like the thing that you hit when you close a really big deal.
Oh, okay. No, I've not heard of it.
Okay, cool. So what we are is a revenue intelligence platform. Essentially what we do is we give you visibility into your reps' customer-facing conversations. So say you have a top performer who's crushing quota. What are they doing differently on their sales conversations that allow them to hit quota? We can help you identify that and scale that out across your team. Or if there's risk within your open pipeline, how can we mitigate that risk and surface those alerts and warnings to you? Or like within your go-to-market strategy, if a competitor is coming up on a regular basis or some messaging is resonating really well, other parts aren't, how can you figure that out? That's what we do. Does any of that sound relevant or interesting to you?
Possibly. I don't know. I guess it depends on the cost, and it depends on, right now we're using HubSpot, I guess.
Oh yeah, HubSpot's one of our clients. So the way that they use us is we're connected in with their CRM, and so we're pulling in CRM information, but we're marrying, that whatever field is being updated or not updated in HubSpot. We're showcasing what's actually going on within the interaction. So what do we talk about on that call? What competitors came up? What were our next steps, et cetera? And how can we use all of that in aggregate to make better business decisions?
So how do you know that it has to be entered, right? It's the only way you could know that, right?
Well, we try it.
Does that mean?
Go ahead, say that again. No, your turn. Your turn.
How do you know what questions are being brought up?
Yeah, so we record sales conversations, we transcribe them, and then we analyze them. And so we use AI to surface trends within customer-facing conversations to answer those questions. So we can basically say there's been 27 questions that your prospect asked you, and you asked 36 on this call. We can show you every single one. What if we're doing an outbound cold call? Do we have to say in the beginning that the call is recorded? Yeah, you do. It depends on the state that you're calling into. There are different state recording laws. So if you're in a two-party consent state like California, you'd have to let the other person know that the call is being recorded. Other states don't require it, but at the end of the story is it's best practice to let people know you're recording them.
Yeah, well, because honestly, I don't like starting a call by saying, okay, so are we being recorded? Because it didn't start that way.
Yeah, I said, this is Sarah Brazier on a recorded line. Have you been?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that got past me. But that's a way to get past it without necessarily sounding too off. So, okay.
Yeah, most people, I'd say I got hung up on earlier today, but that's the first time in 2 years of making cold calls where I've been saying I'm on a recorded line. It sounds like this might be interesting to you. Would it warrant sitting down for a 15-minute conversation maybe later this week where we could actually chit chat about Gong?
I'd rather not. To be honest, obviously people don't like calls, but what I hate worse is doing 20, 15-minute demos every week. I don't have time for it. I'll go to the website. I'll take a look, but I don't want to schedule anything.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I wouldn't want to bore you with an incredibly long, irrelevant demo. I was thinking more of a brief mutual discovery call. You could ask some more questions about Gong, what we do. I could ask you some questions about your business, and then if it seems like a mutual fit, we could say, yeah, this is great, or if not, we can shake hands, part ways friends.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in it. If you have information on the site, I'd be happy. I'll take a look, but I don't want to schedule any more discussions on it.
Yeah, no worries. I can send over some information. What would be the most interesting to you?
Well, like I said, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just take a look at the site if you have one.
Okay, yes, we do. We do. It's Gong, Gong.io.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, for sure. No worries. Well, thanks for taking the time.
All right.
I'm really glad you picked up.
All right, Sarah. Thank you.
All right. Chat to you later, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ba-dum-bum.
Tough cookie. Look, it was spot on. Best practices across the board. If I could technically score, I'd just say really appreciate your stick-to-itiveness and continuing to close for time, continuing to handle rebuttals. There's a lot of lessons coming off that one. That's the perpetually not interested. Do you have a website? You're like, it's gong.io. Maybe the $333 million we raised and having our name on the NASDAQ. But, people just don't know tech. Most of who sell to, 85% of this market have just never even used, any tech at all.
Yeah.
So,
I'm logging this one as interest, send information, because I'm going to follow up with him.
Okay, awesome. We'll let the judges take care of that. Waiting in the wings. Let's keep rolling. You got great data. We're getting a lot of nice live connects.
Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting for a live conversation. I feel like there's a better qualification I could have asked Joe to get him to talk to me. I should have asked him I should have dug into what was relevant, because he just wanted to know about recording compliance.
He got hung up on that. What I liked is you said what would be interesting, because that's the dreaded send me information. So you did like a best practice to try to repel that, and be like, well, just send me to your site. It's a kiss of death, so I'm always going like, well, what specifically, or okay, if let's say I send it to your inbox and you throw it out in a circular file, and I'm always challenging that one, because I get that one a ton. It's weird. It's like an archetype. It's like, send me information.
It's the same thing as saying not interested without really listening to what you pitched or anything. It's a shallow objection. And so it's just trying to figure out, okay, not interested. Are you not in, or send you information? Is that because you're not interested? Is that because you don't like getting on calls? Like, help me understand. And he just doesn't want to sit on a demo, which is fine. He's probably not going to go to Gong's website, which is fine. I'll just call him at a better time. That's not Monday morning.
Yeah. I would call back and just be like, hey, are you in front of a computer? Can you load Gong.io? Just walk them right through. I do this weird thing, like accountability, where I hold people accountable. I'm like, oh, you told me to call you at Tuesday at 5:15. They're like, oh, it works. I don't know if I get on these calls and I do a lot of stunts and practice. One is I'm not interested. I'm like, how are you not interested? I haven't even told you what I'm selling you. And I actually got a couple to convert out. I didn't sell them, but I did keep them on the line. So when you said dog and pony show, does that come out of Beck Holland? Where'd you get that line? Because I saw her saying that.
I got it from Eric Lindros. That's Eric Lindros' line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a classic.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff, you there? I think he hung up on me immediately. Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I'm going to put that as busy. Call back later. Next call. These dispositions are different than what I'm used to. Yeah, Dog and Pony Show. It's I literally copied it verbatim from how my first week at Gong. That's how Eric started all of his calls. So I wrote it down in a Word doc, and that's how I started all of mine.
I'll chat him right now, because I'm pretty sure he got that from Beck Holland. I'm like an encyclopedia of origins of this stuff. It's weird. I'm a collector of call scripts, so I have to find out now where that comes from.
Hey, John.
Hello, John Winder. Hi.
Hey, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
I'm kind of busy this morning. What can I do for you?
Hey, no worries. I know that nobody likes a cold call, especially on a Monday morning. Can I have 30 seconds of your time to give you the reason why I'm calling, and then you can decide if you want to hang up on me or schedule time later for a longer conversation when you're less busy?
Yeah, what are you calling about?
Yes, for sure. I'm calling about Gong. Have you ever heard of us before?
No.
Okay. So super high level, we're a revenue intelligence platform. Essentially what we do is we surface trends within customer facing conversations, like the ones you and your reps have with your prospects every single day, and surface trends that allow you to see, like, what is your top performer doing differently to hit quota more consistently? And how can you scale that out across your team? Or where is there risk within your open pipeline, and how can you mitigate that to make sure that you're closing all those swing deals at the end of the quarter? Does any of that sound relevant to you?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
I got 2 reps. It's
2 reps?
not like I've got 2 reps is all I've got. It's not like I've got a big network and we don't have any catalog items. It's all custom built, one-off, unique stuff. So don't really think it's a hit. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks for your call, though.
I do have a couple clients that are he's hung up on me. let's see. How do I just say no interest, no reason given? I guess he gave me a reason. Next call.
Keep rocking. Consistency. It's sounding really good. I'm here to MC, point out things that you're doing. I contacted Eric Lindros to ask him where he got the line. As a sales historian, I couldn't tell myself. I do know him.
Oh, good. Yeah, ask him. Ask him where he pulled it.
I mean, this is what we're doing. We're doing method hunts on Revenue Garage. Thank you to sponsors, Slintel, Vidyard, Lead IQ, Connect and Sell, which is what's dialing on, and Revenue Grid and Rev Garage, revenuegarage.com. Really appreciate.
Yeah. There's totally someone I'm calling right now that I shouldn't be on this list, so I hope it doesn't connect. How do I hit undo?
I've called all sorts of people. I called the CEO of sales. I called Kyle Porter. I called all sorts of interesting people who've gotten in lists, including, I was calling for Cloud Task once, and I called like the whole senior staff. I actually called Amir, and he hung up. He was like, "It's like, dude, it's me." I'm in Southern California, so I get to say, dude a lot. I don't surf. Yeah, but I love cold calling. That's true. It's fun. It's a lot of rejection.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind the rejection. I like when you get some back and forth going on.
So tell us about that. How do you, I know it might beep any minute, but how are you able to deal with so much rejection and just not let it bother you? I mean, you just said you like it. You don't mind it. A lot of people hate cold calling.
Well, like I said, like what I'm doing right now is not typically how I make cold calls. I have a much smaller list of people. It just wouldn't work for what we're doing today. And I feel really confident most of the time when I make a cold call that this is going to be a really good fit. So I don't get rejected as often. Like today is the most rejection I've gotten in a really long time, and that's fine. But second of all, like it doesn't matter. Like who cares? I sell software. Like, so what? You don't want to talk about my software? Okay, you have better things to do. Great. Hey, Christina, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Good, thanks. I'm sorry, with who, Sarah?
Gong.io. I know it's a funny sounding name, but it's like that thing that you hit when you close a really big deal, a gong.
Yep.
Hey, I know that like literally nobody likes a cold call, especially on Monday morning. So I can keep it super brief, and then you can tell me if you want to hang up on me or continue the conversation. Does that sound fair?
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks for the shot, Christina. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you haven't heard of Gong before. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So super high level of what we do, we're a revenue intelligence platform. That's just fancy language for we capture customer facing conversations, the ones that your reps have on a daily basis, transcribe them, and then we surface trends from those calls that help you understand like what is my top rep doing differently to hit quota more consistently, and how can I scale that out across the team? Or where is there risk within my open pipeline so that we can make sure we mitigate that and all of our really big swing deals make it this quarter instead of pushing out to next. Does any of that sound interesting or relevant to you?
Somewhat, but I'm really not the person that makes those types of decisions. I'm just one of those reps that you'd be recording.
Oh, awesome. Curious, what piece sounds interesting about what I just shared?
I don't know, understanding, I guess, how who's doing what well, but I mean, we're kind of a small team and we're all pretty new at the firm. So yeah, none of us have a track record anyway. So it would be hard to say, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think you should just put me on your tickler for a year out and we'll see where we're at then.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I'd be curious to know is like, or to share is you said that you're all pretty new at the firm. And I actually have worked with a couple clients who basically they're just starting to sell a product that just got invented. So no one actually knows what works. And being able to capture those conversations and start tracking trends over time so that you can essentially ramp faster. We've helped companies reduce their ramp by 50%. So instead of ramping in 9 months, you're doing it in 4.5, AKA more money in your pocket, as well as, figuring out what's working and what's not so that you can increase deal velocity much more quickly than you would if you're just sharing notes over a Zoom call, because pandemic time, so everything's over Zoom.
Right.
You said that there'd probably be someone better to talk to. Would you be willing to give me a reference as to who's the best person to speak with about this?
Yeah, and for him, now's not a good time. It would probably need to be in 2 months' time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to reach out in 2 months. Who do you think the best person to speak with is, though?
Yeah, I'm not going to share that right now.
Oh, yeah, no worries. You know, as a salesperson, got to ask.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have a buzzer going off. I need to run real quick, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
We'll take some time. All right.
Appreciate it, Christina. Bye-bye. Dun-dun-dun.
Tough crowd. It was well navigated. Props
Thank
to,
you.
doing you could have just pushed right for the referral, but I don't know if it was gut instinct, but you read it, that she was a tough operator, and she was. And so you pitched her again. You were like, what would be the most interesting? You showed the discipline not to referral. I was wondering why the referral, but
I didn't want to ask for the referral until I understood if they were actually qualified. Like, my guess is that they're qualified because they're on this list, but like, I don't know how many reps they have. I don't know what their tech stack is. I'd rather get it from her and not waste another dial or waste time reaching out.
So that was subtle.
But they have,
for those listening in,
that was subtle?
Yeah, it was subtle. Like it's always subtle when someone tells you a pain and you peel the pain, or you want to go for the referral, but you stop and you delay gratification. Like whenever you're kind of controlling a call and to wait like that, it is kind of like boxing. You're kind of like waiting to throw your play. And that's, as I was listening, because I wasn't fully in it. It's so different commentating it than being in the arena, in the call, and reading the tone. So I was wondering why you weren't going for the referral. Now then it was totally evident at the end when you saw her reaction. She was like high control. She wanted to let you know, nope, 2 months, 1 year, no thanks, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I narrowed it. I got the time down from a year to 2 months. I feel like that's a win.
You could hold her to it and say, call back in 2 months and say, hey, time's up. I mean, I used to do that stuff. I would have all times counting.
Hey, Joshua.
Hello.
Hey, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Hey, Sarah. I've been pretty good.
Fantastic.
Sorry we kind of fell off for a bit. I was trying to let Michael run with this. Has he not engaged with you?
Yeah, honestly, I think what happened is we chatted, and then you guys had a giant snowstorm, and the power went out in all of Texas. And so I pinged him a couple times. I didn't put the heat on a lot because I thought, you probably might want to have heat.
Gotcha. So let's do this. Shoot me an email so that I can reply to you and add him to the thread.
Okay, awesome. And the move there is that we want to sync up with the other sales leaders, right? Run a demo for them, and then from there we can figure out what our next step is. Correct?
Yeah. That works.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email.
All right. Catch you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
So this proves that you're a mind reader with ESP.
Yeah. No, this is one of the ones that probably shouldn't be in this list. We had a call maybe like a month or so ago, and we had next steps scheduled for the week that everything in Texas exploded, froze over. And so obviously all our calls got canceled because I don't even know if they had internet. I don't know. What do we call this? Is it a meeting scheduled? Not really. Let's put this in as a referral.
Luckily, I'm just an MC. I'm not a judge, so I have to leave it up to the consortia of Illuminati judges on the call.
What do people say?
The revenue garage.
What are the I don't know what the rules are. I'll put interest and information instead. That's easier. Next call. Great. Waiting for a live conversation. Yeah. I don't know what we were talking about before Joshua picked up. He always picks up the phone. He's great. He's a great person to call.
My philosophy is, when you're doing a cold call block, talk to nice people, actually do a mix.
Hey, Raul.
Yes, who's this?
Hey, this is Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, so totally upfront with you. I'm in the middle of a cold call competition, and I'm trying to pitch everyone and see if they'll give me 30 seconds to hear me out and then give me some feedback. Would you be open to a 30 seconds on the phone with me to hear the high-level pitch on Gong and then decide if you want to hang up on me or not?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it. So have you ever heard of Gong before I go into the big dog and pony show?
Well, we are piloting you guys right now.
Oh, are you? Way interesting.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't be on my list then. I don't know how you fell in here. How's the pilot going?
Yeah, your colleague Madison is facilitating.
Oh, sweet. Madison's great.
Yes.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Well, then I won't give you the dog and pony show because you already know it. You're living and experiencing the life and times of Gong. I appreciate you picking up.
There you go. No worries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ba-dum-bum.
Gong is so prevalent, you're already there. So what can you do? It's a good sign.
Yeah. I don't know how that's in my list of accounts. So that's a data integrity issue.
Hey, we can only
I'll
control
just put incorrect contact.
There's really no mistakes in a cold call. That's the beauty. You can always roll with it. You're a duck, and it's water off a duck's back, and then the duck is like, paddling like hell under the surface. So
I know.
Roll with it. I get all sorts of calls and all sorts of attitudes and emotions, and I just keep a positive attitude, try to laugh about it, and it's kept me going for 20 years.
Yeah. I don't mind. We got 30 more minutes of this. 28, right? Are we ending at the bottom of the hour? Or are we giving ourselves 5 minutes to debrief?
Yeah. In my view, calling is the most highly leveraged activity because you get to really talk to a human being and they get inflection and they can hear your voice and you can handle concern and fear and objection really quickly. Whereas when you're sending static emails, they can read your text and they're projecting linguistically what they think of that. And so there's a lot of risks in it. And a lot of times if they don't like an email, they just never hear from them. And in person, you can sort stuff out really quickly. So I still think this is the core for modern selling. And it's cool that we have technologies like Gong that can record. How's the tech looking? Is it doing its magical thing? Is it moving around on the screen?
It is moving around. There's a couple people that I'd love to pick up on the current list of dials.
Yeah.
Some of these are they are accounts that are top of mind. But
how long have you been cold calling, just out of curiosity?
In my life? 2-3 years, I guess. I worked at Gong for 2 years and I did sales for another company for 9 months and I attempted to make cold calls there. I was so bad at it. So bad. I could get you on the phone. I couldn't get you to take a meeting. I'd say I'm a 3-year non-veteran. I'm an amateur cold caller. But I make my dials.
I don't know. I think that's plenty of time. For me, I remember there's a certain moment where the nerves went away, and it was either I would do it enough days in a row, or I would know my script enough. For preparation was the key. But then after,
you like how my script has changed every time during this?
Yeah, I'm noticing the versatility. Some people they're just one trick pony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
Hey, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, I know that there's literally no good time for a cold call, especially on a Monday morning. Can I have 30 seconds to give you my dog and pony show, and then you can tell me if you want to keep talking or you want to hang up on me?
Oh, no, it's no problem. My only issue is I've actually got COVID right now, so I'm not even working, unfortunately.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. Yeah, how are you feeling?
Thankfully, not too bad. Compared to a lot of other folks in this world, but yeah, so I'm not even really working at the time. I actually have done some research for you guys and just kind of looked into what you guys offer. How about, because right now you're not going to get my undivided attention, I'm just going to be honest. But what I'd like to do is maybe just maybe set a time for next week would probably be best, and that way I can really listen to what you got to say, because it's just not going to happen today.
Yeah, you need some soup and a nap. Yeah, let's scrap some time next week.
Perfect. Yeah. So why don't you? Let's not do Monday next week, because that'll be my first day back. But why don't you give me a call on? Why don't we do Wednesday? Let's do the middle of the week next week. Whatever time is convenient for you is fine with me.
What time zone are you in? I just want to make sure I'm respectful.
I'm in. Oh yeah, no worries. Let me think. When do you guys? So I'm in Arizona. Do you guys change time? I know it's coming up soon. Because we don't change time here in Arizona. So
I know. I learned that once cold calling. I was very confused. Yeah, we do change times. What time is it for you right now? Because Arizona is sometimes in mountain, sometimes in west coast, right?
Yeah, so we're mountain right now. Yep. So when the time changes, we will go back to Pacific time.
Do you want to do like 11 a.m. Mountain Time on the 17th?
That'll work. Totally fine.
And is it crazy if we just make it a Zoom call, and that way, if you decide you want to actually look at Gong, I have a screen I can share with you, or
absolutely
whatever.
That's fine. Yeah, totally fine. Shoot it over to my email.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Gong stuff is what I'm calling it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Sweet. I just sent over the calendar invite. If for some reason it doesn't work, let me know and we can always move it around.
Perfect. That'll work.
Awesome. Fantastic.
All right.
Well, I appreciate you picking up and feel better. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
That's the worst.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Chat with you later, Tony.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yay.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Wow. I mean, this.
No one's the power of Gong's brand awareness. That I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the whole COVID angle is quite wild right now. But yeah, I guess a lot of people they recovered through it, and but yeah, it's cool to see the brand awareness. I mean, I talk with folks about the difference between branding and marketing and direct selling, and just the halo effect of just the amount. I mean, you're in Super Bowl. Right? Super Bowl ad for Gong. That's a great name. So let's see more philosophy about calling. I was asking about the nerves, if that goes away, because still to this day, when I haven't done cold calls for a week or a month, and then I'm going with a client and I get on the phone, I sometimes will still feel it, like the little nervousness, and then it goes away. What's your
I think it's like reflexes, you know. It's like if I haven't gone to the gym in a long time, I'm just not going to be as strong. Or if I haven't gone on a run in 2 months, then, you know, why would I expect to be running 8-minute flat miles? But which I wish I could do. Like, they're not that. And 8 minutes isn't even that fast for our runners out there. But you know, yeah. I mean, that's what I think about cold calling. I think. Parts of it are like riding a bike, where like once you get warmed up, it gets easier. But with the nerves, for sure, there can be some stomach drop moments. I'm like, whoa, if you haven't done it in a while. I was just nervous to start doing this because this is so weird. It's like, who am I talking to? I don't know, but it's fun. It's super fun. That's my pitch for Connect and Sell. Super fun. Everyone should pilot it.
Pretty fun. It's it's not unlike skydiving, which I still haven't done. What was the training like at Gong? Did Eric have you do role plays and drill calls with each other, or just start getting live fire? Like, how did that go?
I mean, when I started working at Gong, Eric was still an SDR. So I listened to Eric's SDR calls. I sat across the desk from him. And then I just listened to his calls on Gong. And training. I mean, lots of listening to calls, sitting down with Adam Ochart. So good at objection handling. He's just a really good cold caller, really smart guy, really strategic in all of the stuff he does. That's the next Gong story you should get on this, because he's a shark. So I listened. I did a lot of role plays with Adam, specifically on objection handling on cold calls. And with Eric, I just listened to a lot of his calls, and I wrote down he started every single call the exact same way, so I wrote it down and would read it verbatim. And then, you know, I wasn't really afraid to cold call. I think that's sort of my personality. I like talking to people. I don't mind being approaching a stranger and striking up a conversation. And again, I think I've got the pretty good space between who I am as a human being and the task that I'm doing in cold calling. So when someone hangs up on me, it's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess he wasn't in the mood.
Yeah. Yeah. I start to get used to the rejection, and I don't mind.
Yeah. I think you can separate yourself from the feeling of getting hung up on.
Help you.
Hey, Brandon. It's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, I know that nobody likes a cold call, especially on a Monday morning. So I can keep
I don't know
it
that I would
super...
consider this a cold call. I've talked to you guys a few different times, so it's
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I like your guys' product. I'm interested in it, but so far when I've explored it, it's been our sales team is too small for you guys. That's been the gist I've gotten from it, is that it seems like you guys are looking to do business with sales organizations that have more people than we have.
How many reps do you have?
6.
6. No. I'll do business with you. Typically, like our smallest organization that we work with is 3 reps, and then we scale up from there. And I specialize in working with smaller businesses. So I think, like the largest deployment of seats that I work with is probably like 20 or 30, and the average is usually around between 5 and 15. So you're totally in the wheelhouse for a longer conversation about Gong.
Okay.
I'm curious, well, first of all, would you like to schedule some time to actually have a deeper conversation?
Yeah, we would need to do that because I'm literally in a discussion right now that I need to stick with, but I am still interested in the product that you guys have for my team. So
yeah, what's a good day for you, and I'll send you a calendar invite.
Not Mondays. What about where are you guys located? You're in New York, yeah?
I think maybe that's the number that my soft phone is using. I'm currently in MST. I'm usually in PST, but I wake up early. So where are you located?
Okay. Seattle area.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's just do PST. What's a good day, time on the West Coast for you?
I mean, my preference is like for something like this would be like a Friday afternoon-ish. That's when my week is the most slow and available for stuff like this.
How does 2 o'clock Friday the 12th sound?
That is Friday the 12th. That's this next Friday.
Yeah.
That could work. I have kind of like an install that's floating, and so if it happens, it's like a Thursday or Friday this week. So if that does happen, can we do it maybe next week, next Friday?
Yeah, next Friday works.
Okay.
Do you want to do 2 or 3?
Which is, I think 2 would be fine.
Okay, awesome. I will send over a calendar invite right now. Sweet. All right. I'll chat with you then, and I'll let you get back to your busy Monday. Because again, no one likes a cold call on a Monday.
What was your name?
Awesome. Sarah Brazier. That's where the invite will be coming from. Sarah.Brazier@Gong.io.
You sent me something already once before, yeah?
Strong possibility I did. I wouldn't doubt.
But it was automated, and you don't actually know if you did or not.
Yeah, because you probably downloaded some content, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, if you downloaded content,
okay.
I probably sent something just automated. But now we're having a real life conversation. This is real, not automated.
This is real. You're not a robot.
I'm not a robot.
Cool.
I'm really not. Cool. All right. I will chat with you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sarah.
All right. Bye, Brandon.
All right. Bye.
Boo-doo.
Where's my gong? I just like ring the gong when you set a meeting, you know? So, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Branding, awareness, recognition, a good list. Quality marketing is happening. Marketing and branding, right? I mean, people are coming in, they're reading ads, they're learning. That's good. You're being set up for success. Like, thank you, Gong Marketing and Udi and team, because I know it's a big team. And shout out to quality marketing. And I'm not taking away anything that you're doing. It's just good to see, those worlds working together.
Yeah, I mean, typically what I do is the list that I call will be based off of people who are actually downloading Gong's content. I mean, if you are an SDR and you are really like trying to hit quota, always start with the MQL list. Just go to those, go to MQLs and like meetings, no-show MQLs, no-show inbounds, and any closeless opportunity from, depending on your sales cycle, 6 months to a year ago. And try to re-engage that as like the first thing on your list of things to do, and then go full cold call, because there's a ton of people who already know the name of your company, and it makes for a much easier win as an SDR. And for me as an account executive, there's a lot less wrestling on the phone that has to happen if someone's interested.
On that note, hitting up the sponsors again, because this is what I do. I'm just a talking sponsor head here, but I want to thank Slintel, LeadIQ, Connect and Sell, Revenue Grid, Salesborgs.ai, shameless plug, and it's all happening on RevGarage, revenuegarage.com. And we're doing some cold calls, and it's interesting.
Yeah, I got a lot of rejection, got 2 wins, so.
It's a great time.
Did Rob already go? How am I doing against Rob? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I
bet he'll destroy me.
We're all in a battle with ourselves. The battle's within. And also remember, there's a lot of chaos going on here. Everyone's got a different list. Everyone's selling a different product to a different ICP. But if you think of it in another way, it's really cool to see how people operate in their native environments, right? Like if we normalized and everyone sold the same product with the same script, it might be, other lessons, but I love just seeing like, how does Sarah Brazier sell her own product? That's interesting. Like, why do you do the openers you do? And how do you handle rebuttals? And there's a philosophy to this stuff. And that's what this is all about with RevGarage, is methods, like a method hunt, like a product hunt for sales methods. It's never really been done, and it's coming out today on the cold calls. What else is going on? It's good. I feel like a talking head. I need to ask.
Yeah, do you feel like it's different when you watch account executives or people who are selling versus SDRs make cold calls? Because I think that as an SDR, I would have more aggressively asked for a meeting with something in some respects, like Christina, for example. She was like, or that one guy who was like, yeah, it's interesting, but just send. I'll just go look at your website. As an SDR, I might have been even more aggressive in trying to get that to be a meeting. But as an account executive, sometimes I'm like, hey, Suzanne.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, hey.
It's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. Have you been?
Good.
Fantastic. Here's the thing. I'm doing a cold call blitz, and I'm pretty sure you guys are in a Gong pilot. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm doing a cold call blitz, and I'm just going through a list. And I think I misput you guys into our list. Remediant is in a pilot with Gong. Am I correct?
Oh gosh, I don't work there anymore. But we were at one point in time, long time ago.
Well,
but
there we go.
They have let go of probably half of their staff. So I'm not sure. COVID hit them super, super hard.
Man, that's the worst. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's they're back down to like 20 employees or something crazy.
Wow. So what are you doing now?
I actually work back at my previous company, Trend Micro.
Oh, okay. Are you in a sales role there as well?
I am.
Okay, cool. Well, have you guys ever thought about exploring Gong before?
Well, and that's what you're going to have to refresh my memory because it's been a while, right? Tell me what is this?
Yeah, so Gong is a revenue intelligence platform, which is a really great marketing language for a software solution that captures customer-facing conversations. So all the calls that your SDRs have, your AEs have, your CSMs have, we transcribe them and then we surface trends across all of those calls. So it could be, what is your top rep doing to hit quota more consistently? How can you scale that out across the team? Or where is there risk within your open pipeline? How can we mitigate that?
Does it do anything like show as far as like revenue intake into Salesforce, like integrate into Salesforce and show, like stack leaderboards, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we have like this really, really robust custom object in Salesforce. So basically any data around conversations. We also are pulling in emails and analyzing those as well. So we can pull all of that information in and then you can push it into Salesforce and cut and dice it however you want. Why do you ask?
Okay. Because because I was at Trend for so long, I kind of get back into the swing of things. And my boss is like, yeah, I really want to find something that integrates into Salesforce so that I can do like stack ranking and that kind of crap. Because the mid-market team they're newer sellers, right? And so, we used to have stuff, like ring the bells and all that kind of junk. And it was up in the screens in the offices. And now it's not. So we kind of want to make that visible into Salesforce.
Okay. Yeah. I think like what Gong does is even more robust than something like that, which is basically, stack ranking wins. But you could then say, okay, we now know who's on top of the leaderboard. How do we take what they're doing
why.
And yeah, exactly. How do we scale that out?
Right. Well, and that's what interests me a little bit more is the why, right? I mean, it's really super cool that you had a big win, but what did you do? What steps did you take? How long did it take? Sales cycles and how many conversations, how many, whatever did that take to put? Would you mind sending me some down and dirty information via email so that I could share that with Tim and we could kind of talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, totally. What's your email address?
So it's Suzanne_Anderson at trendmicro.com.
Trend Micro, like TRNDMICRO. Okay, .com. Sweet. Yeah, I can send over some information. Would it be totally like out of this world if we booked off like 30 minutes of time next week? And then you can, if there's interest, we can sit down and have a conversation. If not, we can always cancel the call.
Yeah, let me grab Tim first before I commit him and see, because I have no idea what his schedule is like. But let me get his attention with this. I know how to play him very, very well.
I love that.
So let me kind of, approach this with him early this week, and then make sure your contact information is on there, and we will shoot for a meeting next week.
Okay, perfect. Is it cool if I just put a calendar invite for like Thursday, late morning, early afternoon, just so it's there, so that we don't slip off each other's? Okay, sweet. I'm going to shoot it for, what time zone are you in?
Central.
Okay, so I'll shoot it for like 11 a.m. Central, and then we'll move it around if we need to.
Sounds good. Perfect.
Awesome. Appreciate you picking up the phone and taking the call.
Yeah, this is one of those that I'm glad I did. I was like, I don't know who that is, so let's figure it out.
You never know. You never know with a cold call. Well, I'm glad it was a good one.
Yeah, me too. Perfect. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it, and we will catch up.
All right, fantastic. Chat with you then.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Ba-ba-dum.
She thanked you for the
Great.
call. You can't get better outcome than that, right?
I know. Did you like that push for the meeting at the end?
It's well played.
I'm not just going to send you information, Suzanne.
Yeah. Suzanne, we're looking
We'll
on
put in
Google
time on the
Sheets.
calendar.
We're looking at Google Street View right now, printing a Gong T-shirt in your size.
We got 5 minutes left. Do you want me to hit the next call, or what's the move?
I say one more call.
Okay.
I want to give you the ability to fully compete.
All right.
That was well played. I love that. I'm a big fan of trigger events, and if people know your brand, follow them to different companies and talk to them again. If they've been in pilots.
Yeah.
It's a good
Except
trigger.
she's this is funny. So my family I'm skiing right now with my family. And literally I have the day off except for this cold call blitz. They're all down, packing up the car. I can see them gearing up. Man, in 5 minutes I'm hitting the slopes, man. I'm going skiing. But I can see them from my hotel window. I've also literally my setup right now is ironing board, suitcase, laptop.
That's the true road warrior. Yeah, I like to call on the road. That's what's cool about these new systems, where you can dial right off the software.
Oh yeah, yes. Selling today, it's dude, you can sell from anywhere. So why not hit the road and go skiing? Oh my gosh.
Someone was dialing in airports. I was watching them sitting in airports dialing and off of a power dialer, and I just felt, yeah.
You were work-life balance though?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know.
There's always that Mark Hunter video. He's always in an airport. It's you're living your entire life in an airport. That's good though. That means you're working. Now it's you don't even know because no one can go anywhere. So everything's remote. All right. Yeah, this has been a good competition. It's cool just to see the styles. What I was most surprised and impressed by was that you vary your styles, and that's unique. So yes, you have the restraint of the AE, that you're not so rushing the meeting. And then 2 is you try multiple openers. And so that versatility, often people kind of get stuck in a rut of one, and that's not necessarily bad. Consistency is really good. I actually always use the same one. But being able to pivot like that, it makes it more interesting for you, and you're almost, different bait for different fish. So I'm not sure why you're doing what, or it just keeps it active, but I have noticed that you've been varying your approach.
It's just because I don't have my typical research in front of me, so I don't have my second line lined up as much. So I'm just kind of feeling it out. So you're getting a little improv, Sarah. And second of all, it's just more fun for me. It's just more fun. I'm here to have fun right now. This is an hour of fun time cold calling for more.
Yeah. It's not every day that you'd be skiing, cold calling. It's dental surgery, cold calling. Those kind of go together. What matches here?
Yeah, and now I've got three meetings on the board, man. So there you go. My manager is going to be stoked. We have a spiff right now for how many meetings we can source. I'll create the apps later, though. The
learning it's all about attitude. I mean, we got to think of the Sarah Brazier approach. She has a good attitude. It's fun. She likes it. You know what I mean? Someone else could have this exact call list and have a bad experience. We kind of get what we put in as the callers. Getting to the very tail end of the hour, I want to thank RevenueGarage.com, Revenue Grid, Slintel, Vidyard, Lead IQ, Connect and Sell, Salesboard.
Hey, Ivan.
Hey.
Hey, it's Sarah Brazier with Gong.io on a recorded line. How have you been?
I'm good. Sorry, who are you with?
Calling from Gong.io, Gong.io.
Okay.
I know there's no good time for a cold call, so I can keep it super brief, and then you can either hang up on me or we can continue the conversation. Is that fair?
I'm on a meeting, and it's just one of my clients is in California, so I was just checking if it was them.
Okay.
I think it'd be better. It's probably not a good time for it, but I will have a quick look at it.
For sure.
Yeah, I think probably I'm not the right, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're on a meeting, does it make sense to give you the 30-second high-level dog and pony show, and then you can tell me if it's totally not a fit?
Sure.
Okay, sweet. So super fast, super high level. Gong's a revenue intelligence platform. Essentially what that means is we capture customer-facing conversations that happen over the phone, over web conferencing, over email, transcribe them, and then surface trends that allow you to understand, like, what is my top performer doing differently to hit quota more consistency? Where is their risk within my open pipeline? What are the key moments of the call that I need to communicate internally to my team in order to collaborate on this deal so that we can get this across the line in this quarter instead of next? That's the super high level.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think realistically for the kind of sales I'm in, it's probably not it's not that well suited. I sort of work in a very long-term and personable kind of sales process. So it's not maybe got the same frequency or something, and I'm not making that many calls, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. We have a lot of clients that are in the same position, and the use case is less like, hey, we're making all these dials. What are the trends happening in them? And more like, how can we take, you're a solutions consultant, right? So you're probably working with an account executive. You probably have a couple other people on your team.
I'm actually an account exec.
Oh, okay.
You may just have old details. Yeah.
Old details is probably correct. That's the CRM for you.
Yeah.
But
I know the feeling.
But essentially, I imagine that your team's selling in a longer sales cycle, and there's a lot of communication back and forth, both internally with your team and with the prospect. Lots of multi-threading going on, lots of requirements that you have to define in order to actually sell a solution that meets the needs of your customer and has them select you as vendor of choice. Is that a totally off-base assumption?
No, not completely. I just, I think I'm sort of in my role, I basically have, occasionally I'm doing, a lot of mine is harvesting existing accounts. A lot of my conversations are via text message or just my cell phone to a champion cell phone and stuff. And it's not something I'd really want or be wanting to, have in a more automated system or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So Gong's not really automating any of that. We're just capturing what those conversations look like.
Well, capturing it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, same thing. So I feel like I get in certain kind of sales things, or even maybe some of the junior people on a team, it might make sense, but it's just, it wouldn't be something which I'd be really wanting to happen.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. For the more junior team, is there someone who heads up the younger, greener reps who would probably be interested in figuring out ways to ramp them faster, improve their productivity, just make them better on sales calls?
I'm not really sure. So part of we've just gone through an acquisition. We're part of a much bigger company now, and I'm not entirely sure even who the right person to look at this is. I mean, you could try and reach out to some of the more senior, the VPs and stuff, but I don't know who would even be in charge of the specific thing. Yeah,
I can do that. I'll do some homework. Is there anyone off the top of your head who you think would be a good starting place?
No, honestly, not right now. Yeah.
Okay, totally fair. Yeah, well, I appreciate you picking up the phone and taking the time. I'll put my nose to the grind and continue the pursuit of finding someone who might be interested.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. And sorry, I'm probably not the right person.
Yeah, no worries. Well, good luck on your call and have a fantastic Monday and start to your week.
Thank you. You too. All right. Take care.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Kaboom.
That's it.
Sorry, I cut you off while you're thanking our sponsors.
No, that's totally fine. We're in action sports. Sales is a verb, and here we go. So we want to thank all the sponsors. Sarah Brazier, enjoy your day of skiing. And I could rattle them all again, but I just mentioned them all. But it's all happening on revenuegarage.com. More fights coming tomorrow, 2 matches a day. I would announce the winners already, but I want to go to the judges and see what's going on. I'm the MC and the neutral Switzerland party here. I'm all about the techniques and the methods. Thank you so much, Sarah Brazier and Gong, and excited to see the rest of the action.
Oh yeah, for sure. Appreciate you having me on. Thanks for helping me get 3 more meetings. That's totally connect and sell. Everyone go check it out because that was great. Sweet. yeah, anything else you need from me before I hop off the line and go down some black diamonds?
It was great. I think the live stream is over. So, it's we're about to get to the very end. I'll just thank the sponsors one more time. Slintel, Vidyard, Lead IQ,